This next article from the Daily Mail, would you, quote, would you mind giving me a crack, question mark, and quote, Bill Clinton leans back and smiles while receiving a neck massage from Epstein victim 22 in never before seen photos during the trip on pedophile's plane in Africa in 2002. And so just to give this a little bit of context, this is a British newspaper that is notorious for publishing fake news. I don't put the sources up here because they're legit. I put them up here because they're fake news. That's why this is real simple news. So in Britain, prostitution is legal. It's not legal with those under age 18. So when they're saying that Jeffrey Epstein or that Bill Clinton, that this is a victim of sex trafficking, you have to keep in mind in this country that is not illegal. And what these women were doing is, here, let's look at the pictures. Here's the picture of the absolutely gorgeous woman that I too would also pay to rub my back and have sex with me. In fact, if you know any women who are actually that attractive that would actually rub my back and have sex with me, then you should comment on issue ticket 82 at realsimplenews.net/issue 82. So as you can see, men have penises, and when I go to a party, I live in Eugene, I used to throw huge raves. Typically there's a bunch of half-naked chicks doing all kinds of drugs like ecstasy and cocaine, drinking mad booze, smoking a hell of weed. And when we're there, like chicks with big titties just got the titties flopping out, dude. Chicks are like, turking it up. Bam, bam. You got people just like up on the couch, bro. You got people in the back just getting freaky, dude. There's some chick with like painted up nipples on the dance floor, just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like people get freaky, dude. Like people have drugged out weird sex parties. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't know that people actually have sex because your penis fell off or you're too fat to have your husband be attracted to you anymore. But here in the real world, where men have penises and women have vaginas, dudes give money to women to take their clothes off at the strip club. In the back, the chick's actually like basically having sex with the dude, making him come in the strip club. So, I've known a lot of strippers in my life. I've known a lot of hookers. All these girls are fucking freaks, dude. They'll let you fuck them in the ass and they'll suck your dick, dude. For real. Not even joking, dude. They'll suck the shit off of your dick after you fuck them in the ass, dude. So these are the victims. And the reason why is because they want that hooker payoff money. Because if you were a hooker and everybody knew that you were giving old dudes hand jobs and massages for money because you couldn't work for your money, you didn't want to, you're like, oh, no, I'm going to blame Epstein. It's him because he had money and I was trying to be a model. And then I was being a slut. All the girls were like doing drugs and we were fucking everybody, having orgies. And I'm a victim because I didn't go to school and I wasn't spending my time in school. Instead, I was giving creepy old dude massages and then jerking them off. Like, all right. Okay, I see what happened. So Epstein had a modeling agency. And he had a mob of hookers. There was a bazillion girls. They were wicked hot. Most of them were over the age of 18. And then occasionally they would have sex with a teenager, but they had sex with thousands of women. Like 0.1% of the women were under age 18. You would probably expect that to happen from the vast majority of people. But you know, it's all fake news. They're trying to make money selling you subscriptions and they want you to watch the ads, buy the product, like the post and vote for them. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, it's really in the reality of the situation is that we're swimming in fake news. Absolutely swimming in fake news. This next article from Newsweek, Colbert mocks Bill Clinton for criticizing Trump's behavior in the White House. The late night show host Stephen Colbert mocked Bill Clinton on Tuesday night after the former commander-in-chief criticized Donald Trump's behavior in the Oval Office. In a nod to the scandal over Clinton's affair in the White House with intern Monica Lewinsky, which I'm glad that he did. If I were the president, I would be banging chicks on the office in the Oval Office. And in fact, this is my platform for when I run in 2024 for President of the United States. We're going to build the moat. We're going to build a huge moat across the southern border between the United States and Mexico. We're going to fill it up with sharks with laser beams on their heads, snakes, alligators, piranhas, eels, and then we're going to put lions, tigers, bears, hippos, walruses, and we're going to have a petting zoo. And so this is absolutely not racist at all, because first off, the only people who would think Mexicans are a race of people would be Nazis, because Jews were white people. They were an ethnicity, not a race. So only Nazis think that a country is a race. But it's going to be a place where people on both sides of the border can come, and you can go to the petting zoo, and it's like a tourist attraction. It's the moat. And then we're going to build a wall up the eastern border of the United States to keep those filthy, stinking European immigrants out from stealing our jobs. And then I'm going to bang hookers on the Oval Office desk. So you should vote for Kale McCullough in 2024. Colbert said that he didn't think the former president should lecture anyone on what should happen in the Oval Office. The comedian rebuked Clinton shortly after the ex-commander-in-chief lashed out at Trump and backed Biden during the speech on the second day of the Democratic National Convention, which I haven't watched the whole thing, but I hear they didn't bring up the rioting. I haven't looked at. I forgot to look into that for the show, but I do believe that they did not mention the rioting at all. They were a little pathetic cowards. They just want to blame the racist Republicans who are holding down the African Americans and the Wham-Man and the Kleenex in the Democratic-run shithole big cities. And so somehow it's the people out in the rural red states that are the poorer states that are holding down these people in the big city. Quote, Donald Trump says we're leading the world. Well, we are the only major industrial country to have its unemployment rate triple, end quote, Clinton said. Quote, at a time like this, the Oval Office should be a command center instead of a storm center. It's only chaos. Where did these unemployment rates triple at? In Republican cities? No, they tripled in Democratic-run shitholes. And then they blame the Republicans. This is how they operate. They've been operating like this for a long time, man. He also condemned the president for, quote, spending hours a day watching TV, end quote, and, quote, zapping people on social media, end quote, amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. I would criticize Bill Clinton for being totally lame on social media. I don't know what the hell he does, but I've never really heard too much interesting of what he does outside of the Clinton Foundation. Responding to the speech on the late night show last night, Colbert said, all right, that's true. It's a good point, but I don't think Bill Clinton gets to lecture anyone on what should happen to the Oval Office. Those in glass houses should not be allowed near the interns. I'm going to push him back on that one. I do think that me, myself, as a male, I have also been fired in the workplace for a lot of stupid reasons. So if you got fired in the workplace because you had sex with someone, cry me a river. Nobody even had sex with me. So I personally think that they should have that nobody should be telling anybody else how they should interact with sexuality. I think that there's lines that you cross that are legal lines, employment, whether or not you're intimidating somebody. But outside of that, the only people who really are making a scene about this are some like nasty, crabby old chick that nobody would even want to stick a broomstick in their pussy. And some old dude who's too fat that nobody wants to fuck them. Or people who just are not very attractive, because everybody who is attractive just wants to fuck all of the other attractive people, and they really just don't give a fuck. And there's a lot of women, plenty of women, such as Kamala Harris, who would like to sleep their way up to the top. And I personally am not going to stand in the way of Kamala Harris sleeping her way up to the top. In fact, I encourage this. In fact, I encourage you to be an ethical slut. I think that that's excellent. I just think that feminism is bad because it makes women put off having a family until their 30s, and then it kills off their family line, which is a nightmare scenario. But if a man puts off having a wife until his 30s because he's working, then he'll probably have a wife and a family because he can afford to have a house where they come to, and he can afford all of the bills, and women don't really want to date socialist people. Okay, so we had enough of this one. Oops. Sorry. This one's got a lot of them on there. Here, I'll try to get through it as fast as possible here